Hey, what's up, everybody? Jeffrey Lyles back at you with another installment of Lyles Figure Files. Hope you had a great weekend. I was able to spend mine visiting the in laws, which meant I get to take a road trip, checking out different stores, hoping desperately to find some figures that aren't available here in my area. And for the most part, it was pretty much the same thing as what I see when I take my weekly trips to Target, to Walgreens, Walmart, GameStop, etc. I did manage to come up on some nice deals, a couple of clearance finds. I'm going to show those to you later. But first off, I just want to talk about my complete frustration with Walgreens and their lack of deciding to put Marvel Legend figures on their shelves, despite continually having Marvel Legend exclusives. I have gone to 15 over the last 3 weeks, maybe, and I've seen no Marvel Legends. Let me take that back. I've seen two figures. Those are the Marvel Legends Iron Man 2020 figures. I was never able to find that guy in my area at all. One of my friends, one of my fellow collectors, found him, said, "Hey, do you need him?" I do, because my store sucked at stocking these Marvel Legends exclusives. So got him. Now I actually have a package photo that I can include in my figure review whenever I get around to this guy. And it's just kind of frustrating when these stores don't carry what they want. You know, it's like, hey, we want these exclusives, and then they stop carrying them. I did see that a lot of Walmarts in the area are starting to understand it's good to have G.I. Joes on the shelf. Now, most of the time, that was Flint, Lady J, Cobra Commander, and at the very least, the movie Snake Eyes and movie Storm Shadow. I think those are five really good figures to have on shelves at all times. They're really good gateway figures. They show the quality, the sculpt details, the articulation, and in most cases, some really good accessories to go along with really well done figures. That's going to work, I think, when they start doing more figures, when they start bringing more into stores. But it's nice to see G.I. Joes actually available. So if you want to just grab one, you could. And they're also doing that with the 334 figures. Several Walmarts, I saw at least Stalker. Most cases, I would see a Cobra Trooper. Some even had Grunt, too. I am going to get that Stalker because I have the old version. It's okay. This newer version's so much better. I just am having a little bit of problem paying $12.93 for a 3 inch G.I. Joe figure. And I could happily pay $21 for a Marvel Legend figure. All right, maybe not so happily, but I can pay that for a Marvel Legend, a WWE figure. But there's something about that price for a G.I. Joe 334 figure, which old time, old man yelling at the cloud time. I was buying G.I. Joes for $3.14. And I don't know, it just seems kind of weird to pay so much for this same kind of, I know it's not the same. I mean, the details so much better. Sculpting work is improved, but in some cases, G.I. Joes, the modern figures, can't hold their weapons as well as the old school ones before they even got the bicep swivel. So anyway, it's good seeing those, good seeing the His Tank 2s on shelves. It's like G.I. Joe is actually starting to have a presence. I'm not sure if that's because of the movie. The movie did enough success to keep G.I. Joe presence on the shelves. And if that is indeed the case, then despite Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins being an awful movie, I'm really happy that it was out. It did come out, and it's allowed us to get more G.I. Joe figures on store shelves, which is the important thing. So another thing that showed up, debuted while I was away, was the latest Marvel Legends figure from the Disney Plus subset. We're getting a Target exclusive Captain Carter. And you see her in her original appearance, classic red, white, and blue. And it's funny how we can say that for both USA and for the UK versions of these captains. Really like this. I saw that whole wave while I was traveling. I did get one. I will leave it up to your imagination until my big reveal as to which one I got. It wasn't Captain Carter, but I was really, really close to, because I think they did an awesome job on that figure. And I was really, in person, far more impressed with the Sorcerer Supreme than I was just with the prototype pictures. Not so much that Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. But we're getting a Target exclusive, shocking, of Captain Carter in her stealth suit based off of Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And I guess maybe this would be Captain Carter, the Hydra Stomper. I think this figure looks good. I mean, it's a streamlined, more subtle version of the original figure, but there's no price reduction. It's the same price. It's like $21, $22.99. There's no Build-A-Figure piece. And just that shield. I think one accessory that Hasbro really could have, probably should have done when they were doing this animated line was including an alternate, more modern, more realistic head sculpt likeness of the actors. I would have loved to get a Hallie Atwell figure or head sculpt that would work both from the original 1940s era and for this 2015. I think that's when Winter Soldier. No, I guess that was 2014. Wow. Time flies by with movies in the Marvel universe. This figure looks cool, like I said, but I think they also could have done a little better job getting that what if season finale hairstyle, because you see it's not quite the same way as that classic 1940s pinup style that Captain Carter does in the first episode. And so it's got that little swoosh. You see, it looks like she's straight out of the 40s, which is great for that first figure, but it doesn't quite match up to this. And I kind of feel like that's something they really should have done just to make some distinction between the first figure. Again, it looks really nice. Well done. Great sculpt. I mean, this sculpt is really fantastic. I keep forgetting to look to see other reviewers just to see if she's taller than other ones. But yeah. And then there's the Guardians of the Multiverse, which, of course, and you see here, Captain Carter still has her UK Britannica full red, white, and blue shield. So this silver and blue version it's not screen accurate. So it's like, now you're messing up again. And I think between the head sculpt, the shield not being accurate, this isn't quite the version that we want. And knowing how Hasbro's done lately, we're probably going to get in wave 3 a more up-to-date, more screen accurate version of this attire. So this will probably be an exclusive skip. But I am so excited about the possibility of what if Guardians of the Multiverse figures coming. I think, kind of to my point earlier, I already have Killmonger, so I've got him checked off. And Sorcerer Supreme, I think maybe I could do a little fudging with the Doctor Strange head sculpt, make him look a little more haggard and weary, and kind of get that same thing. Party Thor, we will still need. I do have different versions of Black Panther unmasked head sculpts that I could use and swap out for T'Challa's Star-Lord, which I may try once I open up that figure. We have Gamora, who beat down Thanos in that episode we didn't get to see, and Armageddon Black Widow. Very brief, quick aside. I am wondering, now that Disney and Scarlett Johansson have patched things up and broke off a couple million or 40 million to Scarlett Johansson in this case, if maybe they can use this version, the Apocalypse Black Widow, throw her back out into the multiverse and bring her back into the normal, or what we've been watching as the Marvel Universe, so we can still have Black Widow take part in all these adventures. Because I feel like we've lost Black Panther through, just the way they couldn't control. There's no Captain America, no Iron Man, Thor's still kicking, and Hulk's about to get retired, Hawkeye's about to retire. It'd be nice to have just another one of the founding members of the Avengers still around in the MCU. And I think this is the way they could do it. So, what if? So, another reveal that we got. And I said this last time. Everybody that gets the DC license bats around with a few 20 or 30 Batman variants and then goes, it's about that time we need to do a Batman The Dark Knight Returns wave or lineup. So this is the McFarlane Toys version, and you see that they've done pretty much the expected. We've got Batman, we've got Superman, the Ronald Reagan, Frank Miller style version of Superman, big wide Joker, I always thought it was weird because he made Joker and Superman look so similar. Kerry Kelly, Robin. I actually like this head sculpt for Robin. I think they did a really good job capturing the Miller aesthetics with her glasses, her hair, just a head sculpt. Like her glasses look really big, and I think they capture that style better than a lot of companies have knocked out Kerry Kelly. But the real lore here is a Build-A-Figure horse. Now that's something we have not seen, from anybody. We haven't seen a build of an animal thing yet. And I like this idea. This horse, there's nothing bat focused on it. So you could just conceivably I need to get a Batman Dark Knight Returns line. I get these 4 figures and I get a free horse that I can use with anything. That's actually a pretty good selling point. And I think if you're looking around for figures and, when you get your Black Knight figure, this could be a really nice option. And I think at the 7-inch scale, these will fit in pretty well with your 6-inch scale figures because they'll look bigger and like a horse should. So nice job from these guys on this. And maybe here's another way to get that Dark Knight Returns fix. I want to see a collection of somebody who's gotten every version from Mafex, from Mezco to Beast Kingdom. I think it was from last week. From Farling Toys. And tell everybody, I want to see a full lineup of everyone's Dark Knight Returns figures because I just want to see who actually did it best. But now we've got another entry in that. So right before I started recording, there was breaking news about Masters of the Universe Revelation, a new 2-pack featuring Savage, He-Man, and Orko. I wasn't quite thrilled to have to get Savage He-Man to get the Orko that I wanted, but it looks like he's going to be playing a significant role in the second half of Revelation. So there's an actual purpose for him. And I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched that first half of the season yet. I think you should. It's entertaining enough that even if you have some problems, I'm really thinking the second half is going to take care of most of those issues. And this reveal seems to indicate that that is going to be the case. Looks to have a lot of accessories, good articulation, as we kind of expect now from this wave or this line. And that sculpt was slightly better than the original He-Man. It's still not quite there yet, but at least he looks a little bit more intense and ready to fight. And he's got more of a wash on his skin tone, which I think is interesting because he's like dirty Savage He-Man. So clearly he's not dipping into the oceans and rivers of Eternia past. This set looks great in package. You get to see everything. And like I said, I think it's hilarious that they go includes Orko as opposed to just Savage He-Man and Orko. But it doesn't look like he has a ton of articulation. So I guess maybe that's why. But they're really cranking out this Revelation figures. And at this point, I think it's safe to go ahead and fully go all in with these guys and just collect them. Because it doesn't seem like Mattel is slowing down production and they're just going to keep putting them out. All right, so that was one big reveal of all the cool stuff that was going on. But the other thing that's happened is we are getting a bunch of sales this week. And I'm not sure if you've been paying attention, or I'm sure you have because you're a figure collector like me. But Target is doing my absolute favorite sale. They are doing their spend $50, get $10 on toys. Spend $100, save $25 on toys. And if you're like me, this is perfect to get those retro Fantastic Four figures. This sale actually allows you to get, I think it's just 5 of them to hit that $100 mark. And now you can get them back to the old school $19.99 price, which is great. And you still have to get like one of the others. So for me, I didn't get Psycho Man for whatever reason. I just was like, he's the one that misses out on this. I did get High Evolutionary in the Fantastic Four. I love this sale. I think it's just perfect for buying stuff. And hopefully I can figure out a few more things to get to do this again. I love that because it's just, especially when Target's website has a whole lineup of figures, a whole wave that I can knock out at once. When I was traveling, I did see the full wave of the Disney Plus Wave 2. And when I came back to the store on Sunday, hoping to take advantage of the sale, all but Sylvie was left and Nebula. So I'm kind of thinking that, yeah, Sylvie, I don't know why I'm thinking it. Was her name Sophie? Anyway, from Loki. Watched the whole other Disney Plus series and now I've totally forgotten people's names from the series before. So like I said, I use this Target deal to get that canceled, my Hasbro Plus order. Hopefully they're coming soon. I know some people have already started to get Psycho Man, The Thing, and I guess a few other figures, maybe Reed Richards, but I am excited to get these guys and definitely excited to be able to get them for a cheaper price because I'm all about cheaper prices on my figures. And Best Buy also was getting in on this. Now this one I think is going to depend on if you have a My Best Buy account. So for me, it was one free. I wish it were free, but one toy for 30% off. That was like the highest. You could go as low as 10%. It just varied from figure to figure. I thought it was really cool that it wasn't limited to old figures that we've already gotten. It wasn't like, hey, here's that Age of Apocalypse Wave 1 for this price. So you could have gotten, or I could have gotten, Captain Carter, the first version with the correct shield and colors and hairstyle for $16, which is really good. I feel like anytime I'm getting below $20, especially with the price increase, I'm really making out with Marvel Legend figures. So this is good. I used it to get the Vision figure just because I still needed to complete my Falcon Captain America wings. So that allowed me to do this. I do have another one because my birthday's this month. So yay me. I'm going to use this on probably Tigra, who's in stock as well. But I can still use that 10% for that. So if your birthday is coming up, make sure to do that for Best Buy because you can actually get a discount on figures just for having your birthday and letting them know. So definitely take advantage of that. And of course, Amazon will not be denied. They won't let somebody have a sale and get possible money they could get. So they also decided to get in on Target's save $10 when you buy $50. So I didn't break through because I feel like this whole interface sucks. I was just scrolling for a long time, but you see the G.I. Joe Classified movie Snake Eyes is one of the first figures that pop up. There are some figures from current Marvel Legend waves that you could use for this as well. So there are some things there. But I like that there's different options in October that you can use to get sale prices on stuff. Speaking of sale prices on things, so you remember last time I brought out the G.I. Joe Classified Breaker Ram Cycle. I was very excited to finally have my June or July pre-order come in, and because I want this line to succeed, I wasn't worried about I'll wait for it to get on clearance. I was like, I'm paying a full $41.99. And honestly, to get a figure and a bike, that's a good deal because it's like the bike is about $20 worth. There's enough here to warrant that price, justify it. And then the figure is a standard $20 that we've been paying already for these classified figures. So I didn't feel like this was a rip-off set. But Sunday, I think it was like, hey, Target had a sale and the bike and breaker was now $20. I was like, are you kidding me? So fortunately, Target's a great store. I didn't have any problem going back and showing them my receipt, getting the price adjusted so I can use to buy on other figures. But that was really helpful. One reason why Target is such a quality store to shop at. No expensive plug there. Just I appreciate that, because I would have felt kind of a certain way if I paid $20 for something that I didn't need to. And so, So Target also had, now it's time for my favorite part of this. I get to break down all the figures I got or have arrived in the mail lately. So Target had the WWE Legends 10 Brutus Beefcake and DDP on their website as exclusives. This was very weird and different from how they've been doing the rest of the line, where they had them online first, then you can see them in stores. No problem. And they've done a really good job with these Legends of figures, keeping them in stock. if you've been around to your local Targets, you may have seen a few of these guys on clearance prices already. So I think they're up as high as $21.99. I've seen Big John Stud for $10, Scott Hall for $10, and Bam Bam Bigelow for $10. So if you're out and searching, you may get them for a really good price. So I don't have kids, right? But Brutus Beefcake had a chase. Because it's the online nature of it, it's okay. Which one am I going to get? The yellow tights to go with the yellow robe or the blue tights to go with the yellow robe? And it was like, if he was wearing pink, that feels like that would have been a bit more appropriate. So I opened up the box and it was like, which one is it? Is it blue? Is it yellow? And I got the standard version. And you see just from this that the blue tights are so much cooler because there's a breakup of the colors. So I was really happy to be able to get a Brutus Beefcake that doesn't have a gigantic head like the previous Brutus, the barber version. But I just wish I got in the blue tights. But I do like that old school classic silver tag team title, which you can't see because my camera's going wonky on me. But happy to get this guy. I spoiled it already. I did get the T'Challa What If figure. And like I said, I think I could probably do something here with this head sculpt. Hopefully the neck peg works and I can actually use this as a MCU version of T'Challa Star-Lord. But I was really happy to see this guy on shelf. Even more so after watching the season finale of What If. It was just like, man, this is such a great way to send Chadwick Boseman off, the MCU for good at this point. Unfortunately, but it was a really good way to send him off. Also, was able to find the latest archive set of Star Wars figures. And I got 2 members of the 501st because I need as many to flank my Darth Vader before he goes and has a chat with the younglings. No spoilers. At Walmart, I was able to get this guy for $12. I wasn't like I need to get overindulgent on booze Thor. But for $12, this figure looks amazing. And yeah, now I have the in-game versions of both Cap and Thor. So now there's all kinds of pressure, and I'm going to just have to buckle and get this version of Iron Man and Thanos 2-pack, hopefully for a sale. Hopefully. We'll see. I was also able to get these guys, the Vault Guardsman and this bogus hologram Iron Man figure. And the only reason I got it was because it had the head to Ursa Major, which means now I can complete a Build-A-Figure. The great thing about this set was I was able to get them at Walmart for another clearance of $17.99, which is really good. Like I said, I'm really happy to be able to buy any Marvel Legend figure for cheaper at this point than $21, $22. So getting 2 figures for $17.99, one Vault Guardsman that I actually really wanted, and probably want to get 2 or 3 more just to have some actual guards, and this bogus hologram figure. I hated that figure choice, hated that I needed to get them, and hopefully, there's so many more cooler armors for Iron Man, and it's just like, that sucked. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm really thrilled about it. Finally, the Iron Man, speaking of another Iron Man figure, and Happy Hogan pack. This was $52.99. There was 0 chance I was paying that to essentially just get a Happy figure. I didn't care about Golden Midas Armor Iron Man, and I was like, whatever. But the cool thing was these guys are also on clearance, and I got this set for $15. So that's cheaper than just getting Happy on his own. And I get a Iron Man to put in a background of my Iron Man armor shelf just to be like, hey, look, there's a golden armor. But yeah, I was really excited to get these guys on clearance. And I still haven't found Surtur for $26 like some people. But I feel like I've kind of made out lately with some of these clearance deals. So let me know which ones you want to see my review on first. I have a super huge backlog of figures to review. But if you want to see something cut the line, please let me know, because I'm wide open to doing whichever ones you guys would be interested in seeing. So that is all for this installment. I hope you had a great time watching. And I hope you have an amazing week. And I will be back very soon because I'm sure there's going to be some more exciting reveals coming up in the next few weeks. Don't forget, we got Hasbro Pulse coming, and I'm sure we're going to have a plethora of leaks well before the actual show. So as they come, I will talk about them as well. So for now, that's it for this installment of Lyle's Figure Files. This episode has been filed.